Hello, everybody. How you doing? Let's get me on full screen over here. Welcome to this live edition of the Reach Films podcast. We got some interesting stuff to talk about today. First, if you guys are joining, we are live in here for today's video. So let me know in the comments if you can hear me. I'm just trying to sort out Facebook right now, as for some reason, the post is only showing for me. Let's see if I can fix that really quick. And if I can't, it is what it is. It's really weird. Anyways, I guess I can't. I just won't be able to see the comments. But thank you all for joining me today. We got a lot to talk about. So earlier this week, there have been reports that people were not able to find specific drones at retailers like B&H, Adorama, Drone Nerds here in Miami. And then when you start going to the DJI website, which I'll pull up right here, if you're based in America, let me go pull up one of these puppies. So let's just look at the Mavic 3 Pro. You want to go buy it? It shows up that you could buy it. Oh, out of stock. Out of stock. Out of stock. And it's not just the Mavic 3 Pro. It's pretty much every drone if you're specifically on the US-based website from DJI. Now, if you want to buy stuff like the Osmo Pocket, I believe there's no issue. Yep, if you look, you could buy the Mic 2 right here. But if you want to, let's go back real quick. If you want to go buy, oh wait, am I on a different? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. It opened up in a different tab. So let's go buy now. Let me open up this other tab. So let's remove this. That's the beauty of doing this all live. Stop this. Share screen. Mavic 3 Pro. All right, here we go. Sorry, y'all. All right, so here's the Mavic 3 Pro. And then as you see, there's a notify me sign right here because it's out of stock. Out of stock. If you go to, let's go to camera drones, let's go to the Air 3S. You go over here, out of stock, out of stock. But then let's choose something like handheld. Let's go to an Action 5 Pro. Oh, Action 5 Pro is actually out of stock too. Interesting. Okay. So right now it almost looks like, can you buy the Osmo Pocket 3? Osmo Pocket 3 is out of stock. Interesting. So it's almost as if you really can't almost buy anything directly from the DJI website. Let's look at the mic. I pulled up the mic before and it looked like you could buy it. Okay, they only have certain things in stock. The Mic Mini is out of stock. You can buy the single transmitter. It's in stock. So there's certain things in stock. Most of everything is out of stock. Now, there's a lot going on right now. And although a lot of YouTube channels are saying it's the tariffs, I don't really believe are mostly related to this. I think it may play a very, very small part, but there's a huge thing. And DJI posted a white paper on this Friday. And it's why I had to come live today. I can't believe a lot of these YouTube channels covering what's going on are saying this is all based on tariffs, and it's actually not. So when the DJI Air 3S was first released, they started shipping it. A lot of people who were buying it direct from DJI had issues at customs. They were getting hit with these crazy customs bills, and obviously people didn't want to pay it. You know, you pay $1,100 for a drone, you don't want to pay an $1,000 customs bill. That's almost double the price. And it was happening a lot. It was happening for most products people were buying directly from DJI.com. But it was not happening if you were buying a DJI product from B&H or Best Buy or Drone Nerds, any of the reputable retailers. They already had those drones in stock. So they weren't getting hit with these crazy customs charges. And it started to get worse over time. Then the US government has pretty much came out and said that they believe DJI is operating with unfair labor practices, and that's why there's these issues with customs. And DJI this past Friday even came out with a white paper they came out with it to dispel a lot of the myths that they believe the government is coming out with, saying that, you know, countries that the US government is saying that DJI makes drones in, they don't even make drones in. I'll put a link in the white paper, or to the white paper after this. We can find it here in a bit, but it has to do with the labor practices that the US government thinks they're using. I don't know if we want to call it like, forced labor, whatever it may be. They're saying they're using the bad labor practices. And that's why we're seeing issues at customs with specifically DJI products. Because think about it. If this was all tariff related, we'd be seeing issues with people importing cameras from like Sony or, Zcam, Nikon, all these camera companies from other countries. You'd think you'd be seeing issues with importing them from there as well, or other Chinese companies, but we're not. We're seeing it with DJI. And so that's why, unfortunately, these issues are happening right now because of that. Now, the future of buying DJI products is uncertain, and that's why there's so many videos about it. I mean, right now, this is the only DJI drone I have. This is the Mini 3 Pro. So it's not even a super current one. And, I'm not really doing a crazy amount of drone work right now. For a few years back in 2016, 2017, I was all drone. I was one of the first people to get a Part 107 in South Florida. I got it in 2016, right after it was announced. I was running all pro level drones. And then eventually, I saw how it was changing my business. I was a production company. I was doing a lot of corporate work, documentaries, wedding films. And then I started migrating mostly to drones. And I realized being a drone only business, unless I was willing to just buckle down and do drone only, may have been detrimental, because I would have lost a lot of gigs that were not about the drone, that were more about, some of my other cameras, like, using stuff like the Komodo and other cameras. So I started offering drones as an add-on, and now, here we're in 2025, and I don't even offer drones as an add-on anymore. I really just fly more for fun. I still have my Part 107 for when I need it, but typically when I do Part 107 stuff, I'm the remote pilot in command, meaning, I'm there as the Part 107 pilot, but someone else is there with their drone, and I'm within arm's reach to grab the drone if I need to control it. So that's why, this is the only drone I have right now. I just really fly this for fun, for hobby use. But this whole thing going on, retailers like B&H, Drone Nerds, Adorama, they're very low on stock right now. Try to buy a Mavic 3 Pro, you can't. The Mavic 3 Classic discontinued. The regular Mavic 3 that a lot of people don't even know has existed, can't get it anymore. B&H still has some DJI Air 3Ss left. You really can't get any drones on Amazon for a reasonable price now. They've all just gouged the prices. So what's the future hold? Or is this a complete DJI drone ban? And let's be honest here. Everyone here on YouTube, no one has the answer. Everyone's just guessing, because anyone that does have the answer, they either are not on YouTube or they probably can't talk about it. So this is my opinion on what I think is going to happen. A lot of people are saying doom and gloom, buy your DJI cameras now because you'll never be able to buy them again, or at least won't be able to buy them for a long time if you're in the United States of America. Now, let me preface this. This is all a problem if you live in the United States of America. If you're in another country, not an issue. So Canada, Europe, England, Australia, whatever, not an issue. But the issue that I have seen happening is, like, for instance, the Mavic 4 Pro was just released. And I know a lot of people who personally ordered one in Canada, went over to Canada, got it, and brought it back. That is essentially gray market. It's not illegal, but a lot of people are against buying gray market. That is what gray market is. You are getting a camera, a device that is meant to be sold in another country, such as Canada, Sweden, England, wherever. You're buying it there and you're bringing it here. Or in gray market terms, you're buying a camera or drone or whatever here in America that was originally sold in those countries. The problem is, typically you don't get your warranty honored when you buy a gray market camera. So I see the same problem happening with these DJI drones. Well, then the next question is, well, if I can't go to even another country and buy them, how am I going to get them? I do think we are going to see a solution to this problem long term. I don't think it's going to happen within the next month or a few weeks. I think we're looking more towards August when DJI comes out with the Mini 5, which has been rumored for a while. I don't have it. I don't really work with DJI. They're one of the few companies that, although I cover tons of their products, they never hit me up, and it is what it is because it lets me have my reviews be unbiased, because they haven't literally sent me one thing ever. So when the Mini 5, I guess the rumor is it'll be called the Mini 5 Pro. When that comes out, I see instead of US customers being able to buy that drone from DJI, you're probably going to have to go to a retailer like B&H, Adorama, Best Buy. Drone Nerds is one down here in Miami. I heard there's a company called Drone Works. I've never purchased from them, but I've heard good things. I think in America, we're probably long-term going to be forced to buy directly from retailers if you don't want to face these import issues. Some are saying they think that DJI drones won't be sold in America for a while, and we're just going to have to use what we have. And eventually, like that industry will die out, which is concerning, not just for drone operators who that is their livelihood. That is all they do. Drone YouTube channels, anybody that works with drones primarily, it's a super scary thought because outside of DJI, what other options are there? I mean, there are some United States-based companies. None of them are close to the features and the image quality we get from DJI drones. So it's a scary time. And so I get why a lot of people are doom and gloom. I just bought the DJI Air 3S just in case, because I wanted to be able to have a somewhat pro-level drone in case this happens. But again, I did it just in case. I don't think there's necessarily a reason to go out and panic buy. But I think, stay informed, see what's going on, stay up to date. I'll try to cover as much as I can here on the channel what's going on. But I want to have a positive outlook and say that I think there's ways DJI are going to try and get around and legally get around and work with, retailers in America, because America is probably their biggest single country in volume of sales for drones. So I don't think they want to lose it. I think they just want to figure out how to work with, retailers and the government and make it kosher, make it legal. So, it can happen and all of us can get the drones that we want. The downsides to this of buying through retailers, you're not going to get them as soon as other countries. That's part of the reason a lot of people buy direct from DJI is, DJI comes out and they announce this new Mavic, whatever, Mini, whatever, Osmo, whatever. Even me, I typically go to DJI.com, buy it direct from DJI.com, as I did most of, I bought this Mini 3 direct from DJI when it came out. I bought my Osmo Pocket direct from DJI, my Mic Minis, my Mic 2s. So I think we're just not going to get them as quick as other countries. So if you're doing reviews on DJI products, unless DJI sends you the product out in advance, American reviewers are going to be getting these DJI products way down the line. Not years down the line, not 6 months down the line, but if a product is announced from DJI on, let's say, August 1st, you're probably not going to get it, a month, maybe 2 months later. You're going to have to wait until the retailers have it in stock. And it could take a few weeks to get it in stock at a place like B&H, and then, another few days to get it to you. So I just think the whole overall process is going to be a lot more complicated. It's going to be slower. I don't think they're vanishing for good. But I think they have a lot to work out. And I think there's a lot of obstacles that they face. This thing, although pushing, a lot of channels are saying it's tariff related. It's not tariff related, in my opinion. And seeing all the facts and seeing what DJI has put out and what other congressmen, senators have put out, it's not about the tariffs. But it is about these labor practice accusations against DJI that are causing these issues at customs. So it's not a tariff thing. It's a customs issue. So we'll see. But I think, they want to sell us drones. So that's why I came here live today. I just wanted to kind of talk about it. We have the website here. It's kind of, scary because, look, you can't buy this stuff anymore. At least not right now from DJI, even a Mic Mini, which is pretty insane. So we'll see how things go. I'm kind of hoping that by August 1st or, August whatever, when they're supposed to come out with the new Mini 5, whatever it may be, that this may be resolved and that we can go to somewhere like B&H and buy one. I certainly want to get the Mini 5 because it's rumored to have a 1-inch sensor. And if we can get a 1-inch sensor and a small little drone like this, I'm down. I'm there. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, this is a live stream if you're watching this after the fact. So, yeah, that's why it's kind of really uncut. Jose asks, what could happen to Hasselblad? Well, as I said in the video or earlier on in today's video, I don't think we're going to see their products completely disappear. I think we're just going to have to go through retailers to buy them. So, when it comes to Hasselblad, I think instead of being able to buy direct from DJI, you're going to have to go to B&H. You're going to have to go to Adorama. We're just unfortunately going to be forced to go to retailers. Now, the beauty of this whole thing is if you, and this is not sponsored, if you have a Payaboo card from B&H, I have a Payaboo card and I do work with B&H, but they're not paying me to say this. You can essentially use your Payaboo card and not pay the taxes. They, instead of giving you cash back on your credit card, they essentially just rebate the taxes at the time of purchase. So you just pay exactly what the MSRP is. That's what I do on a lot of really expensive camera gear. So it'll just, in my situation, it'll force me to just buy from B&H pretty much exclusively when it comes to this kind of gear now. So, for instance, I just got the the Air 3S, and the taxes were like $75 and it was rebated at the checkout when I was using my Payaboo card. So there are some benefits to going through the retailers if you have loyalty programs with, this retailer or this retailer, but that's what we're going to have to do. Unfortunately, I don't see DJI is not going to fade away into the wind. They're going to figure out how to make this happen. But unfortunately, we're just in these uncertain times where a lot of people think the sky is falling, and DJI is a huge company. They're not going to let the sky fall. On top of that, their biggest competitor in the action market, GoPro, is almost out of business. Their stock has dipped below $1, like way below $1. Last time I saw it, it was like at 50 cents or something like that. And I'm an original GoPro investor who bought in at like $64 a share, and it's like under 50 cents. So like that company is almost devastated. And so DJI has a lot of legroom here. They're rumored to be coming out with a 360 cam too, to come in and literally take all of GoPro's market share. The rumors are GoPro may be going out of business within the next few months. That's how far they've dipped down. And so some company could just go buy them up really easily. Their valuation is in the dirt right now. That's why I don't really cover GoPro stuff anymore. I'm a little salty. I lost, I invested at this point 10 years ago, and I lost a lot doing that. That was my first investment. And I learned a lot doing that. But anyway, I know that's a little bit of a tangent, but I don't think they're going away. So if you're watching this video after the fact, do you have any questions? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to keep this video up, even though it's a live stream, because I think it's very relevant. And I just wanted to kind of put an end to a lot of the panicking that's going on out there. So you don't think, you'll never be able to get a DJI drone again. I think you will. But I think over the next few months, especially as retailers like B&H and everyone else go through whatever inventory they have left, there probably is going to be a month or two of it being really hard to find a drone, a relatively new drone. And I really don't like buying used drones. I've been in the situation where I buy a used drone. There's like one little thing wrong with it. And then down the line, it ends up like being a complete waste to purchase, whether it's the IMU that's like slowly going bad, whatever it is. I've just had bad experiences. I rather buy the drones brand new. The discount isn't enough for me to buy them used at this point, with everything that can go wrong on a drone versus everything that can go wrong on a camera. So I do want to thank you all for joining me today. Again, quick little live stream. I just wanted to talk about the differences in the tariffs and the labor practice accusations from the U.S. government that's going on, because that's really kind of the big thing here. But it is not the end of DJI. I'm very confident that we're going to see more of them. We're going to see more products over the years. They're continuing to be a huge player in not just the drone sphere, but the camera sphere. So we'll see what comes out. So thank you all for joining. If you got knowledge and value out of today's video, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, notification bell to keep up to date with the latest videos. I've got some really cool videos coming out on some anamorphic lenses soon. So stay tuned for that. And I will catch you all in the next one. Bye.